Hello, hello! Hey there! I'm Cyberchroma, and welcome back to another stream. A stream that is starting a lot later than it was supposed to, but that's okay. Life things get in the way. But I am back working on my random tag game. Woo! It has had some changes and improvements and fixes and all that since the last stream, so I'm going to start by showing off those things, and then we will get to the things that we are doing here today, which is more work on it, and possibly some animation things. I have ideas of what I want to be doing next, but I don't know how much that will come to fruition in this stream, or if we might run into lots of problems and me having to Google stuff and whatever. Also, last stream I had some fun tech issues that I'm hoping won't show their faces again, but we'll see. Last time, the stream crashed like 3 times. My computer just locking up. I don't know. Weird, funky stuff. I've tried changing some RAM settings. I think I reinstalled OBS. And I tried upgrading to Windows 11. So, wow, milestone. First stream on Windows 11 instead of 10. Crazy. Yeah, so let's see if all of that fixed that weird issue. It hasn't happened since on my own, not streaming, but the times when it had happened, it only happened while I was streaming. So don't know how much of a good test that is, but whatever. I guess we shall see. So hopefully we're all good. Yeah, anyways, without further ado, game. So, from last time to now, well, I have to remember what state this was in last time, but I know one big change is that the camera is different in a way that you will see in 2 seconds when I go back in. Haha. Oh, let me try gizmos. I am experimenting with something. I'm not fully decided on it yet, but it's something that I wanted to try. I have changed the camera angle of the game from being first person to being this style of top-downness. Almost like some of the Legend of Zelda games, kind of like the top-down 3D sort of thing. Like, I was about to say A Link to the Past. A Link Between Worlds or Link's Awakening, games like that, kind of, sort of. So, yeah, initially this game was first person, and then I was considering making it fully top-down, pretty much the view of the minimap being the view of the game, just a top-down 2D simple thing. I had some pros and cons of why I would do it one way or another. I want the game to be not very confusing. I want it to be like easy to interact with and not not clunky, more elegant. And I feel like it being first person with the mechanics that I want to have, it was a bit more confusing to interact with, and you get more lost in a maze of where is the enemy, where are you, in terms of where do you need to go, all that sort of stuff. I don't know, I like the idea of it being more top-down so you can see more of what's around you, and especially that you can see behind you. Actually, there's a lot of little things here that are new and different from last time, I believe. I'll also go through those things one by one. I like, the biggest thing I like from this camera angle is that while I'm being chased, oh, right, the enemy's running animation broken. That's maybe that'll be the first thing we start with fixing today. Yeah, I like that when you're running away from an enemy, you can actually kind of see them behind you. You don't get that when it's first person. And it turns into more of a horror game. You turn around and it's right there. But I don't know. I like the top-down better, personally, I think. Yeah, so that's thing one. Thing two. You may notice the enemy is running around and collecting things. What is it collecting? I don't think this was a thing last time, as of the last stream. So this is a tag game with a huge asterisk beside it, and that asterisk has been going bigger and bigger. I've decided to change some of the objective in a way that gives the player that's running away more to do. So, in terms of it being a tag game with people being it or not it, I'm continuing to use different lingo to describe that, sort of describing the two states as either you're a hunter or an evader. If you are a hunter, then you are just chasing the evader, the one who's, you're chasing the one who's not it. So I'm running after this enemy, and then I can tag them in a second. In a second. Yeah, I tagged him. Right now, there's actually quite a wide tag radius. I might decrease that, but we'll see. We'll continue to balance things as things go. Anyways, as I'm running away from this enemy, it's still the case, something that existed before and continues to exist. I like this idea that the player and the enemy are different in terms of where they can go. The enemy is faster than the player, but the player can jump over these yellow hurdles, and that kind of, I don't know, affects things in the map. You have to strategically, also the, oh, I think it's too high. I think that's what's happening. Anyway, yeah, the tagging of the enemy to the player, also something broke with it. So I think I just realized what the issue actually is, that it's ray casting too high. Anyway, shoot, what was I saying? Well, yeah, when you're running away, you can jump over obstacles, and then you have to use more of the map to your advantage. And I like that system. One flaw with this, that actually I was able to just kind of demonstrate, is, if you're running away from the enemy, and if the objective of the game is just to be an invader as long as possible, the score system used to be that if you're running away, then you're just slowly building points until you hit some amount and then you win. But now it's a bit different. If, sorry, let me start by saying, that presented one problem that I didn't have a good solution for, and now I think I found one, is that basically what I'm doing right now. If the goal was just to run away as long as possible, then if I just keep jumping back and forth over obstacles, then you never really, like, then you could just win quite easily by doing this. Solutions to this could have been to make it so that the enemy, or this system doesn't work like this, like remove the hurdles, or you can only use them a certain number of times, or they're like one way, or something like that. However, I had a different idea that I wanted to implement. Basically, I've added these coins around the map, and only when you are evading, only when you're running away can you actually collect them. So, bam, I got a coin. Now there's like one over there. There's basically two in the map that are constantly sort of teleporting around. So if I'm not it, you see they're like faded out, and yeah, I like the jeez, excusez-moi. When you're a hunter and AI is running away from you, they can collect the coins, but you cannot. So they show up as just like blue nothing. So you still see that there's a coin there, but it's obvious that, hey, this is not a thing you can interact with. As soon as I tag an enemy, also this enemy is about to win. I've just been letting it roam around and get stuff. For testing purposes, I made the how many points you need to win like really high. Just, it's easier for me to run around and test. But yeah, so now we have more of a game of like, just, I'm not just running away from an enemy, I'm trying to actually get somewhere. And I don't know, I think it adds to the experience. You don't just camp one part of the map, you're encouraged to go all around. We still have the mini-map down there, so you can, ideally I want to make the coins more pronounced, and I'll probably do that eventually. Actually, I initially wasn't sure if I'd keep the mini-map with having this top-down angle, but I like the idea that, I guess, top-down you can't see the whole map, but then you have the mini-map there so you can see everything. Also, I made so that the player icons actually turn with you as you turn. I just think it gives an easier sense of direction of what you're facing. I'm not sure if I'll even keep the current, how it's like a picture of a person's face down there. I might just turn it into like an even simpler, generic, like a GTA 5 mini-map where you're just like a little triangle that's facing the direction you're pointing. I'm thinking I might turn it into that kind of system. I just haven't yet. And then player will probably be green, and enemies will probably be red, or something like that. Yeah, but maybe, actually I could make it like the player is blue, because you're in the center. If you're trying to run away from something, then it's red. If you are chasing a guy, then they're green, maybe. Something like that. I don't know, like, we'll see. I'll figure out the specifics of that later. I kind of just thought of that now. Anyway, mini-map thing aside. So, yeah, if you're running away, you get coin. Blah. And then the AI is chasing you. And because they're faster than you, then they'll eventually get you. Unless you're really good at jumping over all the hurdles and stuff. And if you're in an environment where there's multiple things chasing you, then that adds to the difficulty. So yeah, those are changes I made to the actual objective of the game, and I'm messing around with that. I think it's neat. It adds to the experience. What else? With the actual character models, I went back to the placeholder thing I had before. So in this game, many years ago, was the like school project thing that I submitted. I made these two simple-ish humans in Blender, gave them some Mixamo animations for running and idling, except that the enemy, it was working, and I guess I broke it recently between now and last stream. I'll have to fix that. Is running animation is just broken. Yeah, so initially we had these people, and then because I was working with this new like placeholder environment, I took away these people and just went back to cube or like cylinder people running around. So especially when the game was like first person. That would have even less mattered for the player. Now that I've zoomed out the camera and you're like looking down, I put back in the player models with the humanoid things that I had before. I don't think they're going to stick around. I still want to try for making actual polished characters for this game that fit its very basic art style, and also just it being a simple game so I can actually finish it. I'm still thinking that I want to go down the route of just making like robots that are ideally simpler. Yeah, and at first it was going to be just the enemies were robots and the player was going to be first person, so there wouldn't be a player model. Now, there's going to have to be. So I think I might just make the player a robot as well, which changes the lore and the story, but oh well, I will figure out the rest of that later. Mostly wanting to focus on like gameplay things and what I can actually make and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so some of that might happen today. I'm not sure. I did start stream way later than I would have liked, so it's going to be a bit of a shorter stream, but, you know, it is what it is. Making do with the time I can. So, yeah, I'm going to be making robot people, I think, or very, very simple people. I'm thinking I might have them have, like, rather than actual feet, like, a ball kind of base, maybe, so they roll around. I don't know. I'm not fully decided on that yet. It'd be nice to not have to animate, like, if I'm moving to the side like this and doing a generic run animation, obviously that doesn't look the best. It'd be nice if that, worked. I mean, in theory, I could have the enemy actually. I'm not sure if I want to have the so the player actually turn the direction they're facing, independent of the camera. I kind of liked. I liked how the camera, like I left in the turning code as opposed to it just being like a fixed camera angle like this, and you're just going up and around, almost like a Pac-Man thing. I tested this, but I like being able to turn around more. I don't know, it kind of adds to it. And I did a lot of little like fine-tuning, and I might continue to do more fine-tuning with the exact camera angle and the field of view and all that fun stuff, and I'm sure I'll continue to do so. But for now, it's good enough. I like how it is at the mo. Other changes I made. Enemy AI. With having the coin system, I had to change and add more with how the enemy AI works, how it path finds around. And it's pretty neat. It's nifty now, but it has more to put in later. So right now, if I have fun code, I have the AI pathfinding net mesh. Woo! And look, stuff actually commented. So all this sort of stuff. To explain how the rough idea of how the enemy AI works, I threw it in a notepad. I think this is a little bit easier to quickly just. Here's the logic of how this works. So my basic idea for the enemy AI, how it chooses how to run around, is first there are two states. Either it's running away from the player or it's running at the player. If it's running at the player, that's easy. Run at the player. Eventually, I'll need to expand it to be the nearest evader, just like how the old tag game thing kind of worked. There's some parts of this where I'm just focusing on it just being 1 versus 1 for right now, for some things. But then eventually, I would like to expand it to that there can be multiple people that are it and multiple people that are not it. And some of the code is still there that supports that, but I guess this enemy AI specifically this bit, doesn't fully support that yet, but we'll get there. So as a hunter, just run to the player. Easy as that. If we're an evader, that's where it gets more complicated. How the enemy AI chooses how to evade around. Basically, the running around has two states: either hunting for a coin or fleeing. The fleeing is basically, hey, I'm trying to run for a coin, but the player is guarding the only coin in the map, so I can't really get it. So I'm just gonna run around randomly. Not really randomly, kind of randomly, but also kind of just going away from the player. And then also, hey, I'm running for this coin. Oh, the player just cut me off and is right in front of me. Instead of running face first into the player, I'm going to try to U-turn and run away from the player. So basically, Yeah, so first thing, if we're there really close to the player, immediately go to this flee state and decide, I'm running to the other side of the map. Bye. And then if there is a safe coin, which basically means a coin that is not guarded by a player, which in this current map, there are 2 coins that keep teleporting around. So unless the 2 coins happen to be close to each other, there should always be 1 coin. But I was testing this system only having 1 coin. Yeah. So, to have it work with that. And in theory, if then there was multiple characters that are running around and multiple people could be guarding different coins, whatever. So a safe coin is the closest coin that's not being guarded by a player. If there is a safe coin, it enters this coin hunting state. Let's just go to the coin. While it's going to the coin, then something could happen that can make it enter this flee state, like the player being too close to it or being too close to guarding the nearest coin or whatever. I also have it that it can't flip flop between these states too often, so it can't just get stuck going back and forth. That's sort of crossing that threshold. If it's coin hunting, it can immediately go to a flee state immedately. Actually, also, while I'm showing this off, I might as well make it bigger. And then while the AI is coin hunting, it can change to flee immediately. But once it's fleeing, it has to be fleeing for a minimum of like 2 seconds or something before it can go back to the coin hunting. Just so it doesn't flip flop between. And then if fleeing, that's the thing I just said there. If fleeing, it picks a random destination basically on the other side of the map, and then randomly picks new destinations, so they're just not running right into a wall. So basically going to keep kind of running in circles on the other side of the map. Realistically, that's not going to happen as much because you're going to always be trying to chase them, so they're not really going to be on the other side of the map. But it just helps that if I sit here, there is only 1 coin right now. Right. So, okay, if I sit right here, you can look at the mini map and sort of see what the AI is doing. It kind of just keeps running circles around. Yeah, just sort of being far away, far-ish. It's far enough that I'm fine with it. Also, the map isn't that big right now. It'd be cool if later eventually I make an even bigger map, and then this becomes even less of an issue. But basically, as long as I'm guarding this coin, the enemy can't get it. Which kind of creates a stalemate situation, because no one can win right now, but also the player can't win. If the player wants to win, I've got to tag an enemy, and then I got to get some coins. So, yeah. It'd be funny if the enemy AI actually did stuff with guarding coins. Right now, it doesn't have any of that. It just sees the player and then just is running straight at them, which I think is fine for now, especially also with the mechanic that they're fast. It's fine for now, I think. Anyways, so that's explanation of things that have been done. There's probably a lot of other little things. How you interact with the enemy. I don't know if I'd done that between last time and now. I fixed that. It was broken for a while that the enemy couldn't tag the player. I did fix that. I don't remember if that was between last stream or not. A lot of other just little bugs like that. I mean, I've created more that I gotta fix, and maybe we'll start with that just because. But yeah, so there was something else that I had. The interacting, like how the player interacts with an enemy. I put in a kind of cone interacting system. So you can see from the gizmos, it's shooting out line, bam, bam, and bam, and so basically the enemy doesn't have to be right in front of you for you to interact with them. If they're slightly to your left, you'll still tag them. I just wanted to be a bit easier for the player to actually tag them. And also, if you press the tag button, it acts like it's been held down for like a second, just so you don't have to be super frame perfect. Made it easier to actually push the buttons to make stuff happen. For the enemy, they basically... they kind of look in a cone to see, hey, there's maybe something I can interact with, but then it does shoot dead center to actually decide to interact with the thing. But that's more fine. The enemy will be more perfect at running straight at you, where the player, that's more of an issue of that not being the case. Right. Okay, so that's stuff explained. What I would like to try to do today, which I don't know how it's going to go. I was hoping to have more prep time to plan exactly how I was going to do this, and then in the stream we'd actually do it. I'm hoping I don't just spend all the stream Googling stuff, trying to figure out how to make things work. I want to mess around with some IK, which is inverse kinematics, which is animating stuff in a cool way. Sorry. Let me interrupt myself with something else. Another thing I have done, I've moved around a lot of code and just cleaned things up. So actually, like the interact key actually being in here, where before I just had some temporary code that is part of the player interact code. I've tried to decouple a lot of code as much as I could, which is cool. There's a few different game managers now. There's the character tracker game manager thing that tracks the the player being it or the enemy being it, essentially. And also, this happens to keep track of the endgame UI. In theory, that should move to UI manager, but we'll get there eventually. There's this coin manager. Oh, with the coins being new, I didn't even explain how the coins work. I mean, it's not that crazy, just there's a bunch of... Actually, can I... Where are my yellow dots? Wait, where are the... Oh, hold on. Actually, no, wait, where's my... Oh, because I don't have gizmos on. Yes, right. Yes. These yellow dots are just places the coins can spawn. It picks one, tries to spawn a coin there. But then, if I had multiple coins in play, if I changed this to 2, it makes sure that 2 coins can't spawn too close to each other to try to incentivize them being on opposite sides of the map. That's basically all there is to that. Oh, also, a coin can't spawn, like, inside an enemy or the player. So the player's standing here, a coin will never spawn here. So there's stuff like that going on. Hata! And it uses an object pool to just move a coin around rather than destroying and spawning new coins. So that's a thing. This UI manager, that's also kind of cleaned up code. Instead of the player and the enemy managing their own score bars as much, I moved it to being its own, proper UI manager thing. Yeah, so between last time and this time, I've cleaned up a lot of code. There's still more things to clean up, but there are some things that look nicer now from just being in better places and blah, blah, blah. Anywho, okay, that tangent aside, back to other tangent. What I want to kind of handle today is animation stuff. Right now, when you tag the other character, nothing happens, really. You basically just, they get stunned, states change, he's just stunned, and then I can run away. I want an actual tag kind of thing to happen. Now, an additional thing I'm hoping to have happen in this game is that, like, for gameplay, story purposes, whatever, the person who is running away is going to be holding some object. For now, could just be some basic cube. I can figure out what exactly it is later. I want them to be holding some kind of object, and you're hunting this person because you're trying to take it from them. So they're running away with something, and then when you tag them, I want some kind of animation where you actually rip it out of their hands, and now you're running away with that thing. So that's going to require some IK funky animation stuff to actually grab the thing, and have that work based on, I don't know, ideally it's some of the same code handling the player and tagging the enemy and the enemy tagging the player, and despite slightly different heights or whatever, they're able to grab the cube thing properly. I've never done that kind of thing before. I've animated stuff before. I think I've done some very, very, very basic IK stuff before. Tiny bit. But this particular process will be new to me, and this particular interaction has been hard to Google, but I'm hoping I can kind of figure it out anyway. Yeah, so starting that process, I don't think we'll finish it today, but starting that process is what I'm hoping to do today, and then I'll continue it as I do. However, the first thing I would actually like to do, and now we're going to start actually doing things, ladies and gentlemen, like half an hour in, I noticed there's 2 bugs. The way the enemy tries to tag the player, like something broke where I think their interaction thing is like being up in the air. That's thing 1, and thing 2 is this enemy's animation is broken. It's not going between its idle and move state properly. So let's figure that stuff out. In theory, it should be quick. So, I only recently, so this was like a capsule before, and then I recently turned back on this enemy existing. So I remember, I think I had commented out some of the animation code because there wasn't an animator to get a reference to. So actually, I'm just going to Google anim and just see. Yeah, so this is the generic character move. Yeah, so it tries to get, first of all, Mr. Reginald, you do still have your animator. Now, it's less than or equal. So this code I haven't touched in years. Other than I might have recently added in like the testing if it's null or not. Oh, and then also Unity changed, instead of going RB.velocity, they have a linear velocity thing now. So other than that, I didn't really touch this code much. Actually, no, I think I did change this a bit. Anyway, not important. So let me just quickly see why are you breaking? What's going on with you? Right, so you have a bool is running. You're setting it true or false. Sure. Is your velocity always being 0 because you don't work off of rigid body stuff anymore? Really, you work off of a nav mesh. I'm guessing that's your issue. You just always have a speed, or you always have a velocity of 0. Yeah. Okay. So instead I want to change this. I either use a rigid body or a nav mesh or whatever. Nav mesh agent. We call it agent, and then I'm guessing. Oh, this equals that, and then does you don't have a rigid body on you currently, but I'm gonna just do a test if there's an agent, if you exist. And I'm assuming you have some speed. Yeah, there you go. Is greater than, is less than or equal to 1 is how I have that set up. Or, if you have an agent and or you're the player, and thus you'll have a. Actually, I guess I'll just double check. I've been trying to have a lot of the code be generic enough that it works, whether it's the enemy or the player, but there's some things that kind of have to be one or the other because the player has rigid body stuff and the enemy has nav mesh stuff like this. Is it gonna work? I'm not. Let me test it blindly before I've confirmed. I might have to throw some brackets around the two chunks. Let me just see. Did I get lucky first try? Hey, look, you're running. Let me just double check if I stun you and you get unstunned, are you just gonna start running? No. Interesting that you started by working and then you stopped working, which does make me wonder if the problem is actually with the I don't know. I don't know if this is the one running on the player or not. Agent is null and RB, you have one. Yeah, so this is the update that's running on. Oh, did you get... Is there any chance this got disabled and then didn't get re-enabled properly? Has that been part of this code just isn't running? Wait. Do you not have a character move? Oh! Oh, I see. That's your issue. That code's not even running. Oh, and then the one outputting 0 was on me, the player. Okay, I'm a fool. I see. I found my own problem. So for now, I'm just gonna add back on this move code, but this isn't even gonna get used. And but you still don't have a rigid body, so it's 2 problems. And now maybe you'll be running. You are for now. If I stun you, and then why not? Now I feel like it's something else. Hold on here. We on the agent? Yeah. Give me the agent. Agent? I'm hoping that... No, so this is just the... about how I was going to random places. Hello, Architect Ent. Hi. Welcome. We are making a tag game thing where enemies running away from player. It goes between states of running away and there's like coins around the map that you collect to get points. So it... Oh, also I see that... No, oh, it's getting a null... Oh, these are null references happening. That's why it's not running. Okay. It's a tag game, but when you're running away, there are coins around the map that you collect to get points. So it's running to these coins that will eventually be made more visible. That's still a work in progress. But then if you tag them and then you're running away, then you're collecting the coins. That's how this is kind of working. You just need one of these. And then you'll stop being angry. Okay. What do you mean you're trying to access it? I thought I very specifically put it in a null ref. Thought I put in a null check. What are you doing? Did I just not? No, I saved the code. You not like... Okay, if I just stick you in a... This needs to be cleaned up, and I will clean it up later. This is half code that's used by the player and half code that's used by the AI, and it should have a proper, if we're the player, do this. If we're not the player, do this. I will clean that up later. There are other bits of code that have that, just not this bit. Missing component exception by Nemesis. Yeah, me too, apparently. Okay. Now you're constantly running. That's not exactly ideal, but that gives me less confidence that's even working. Did you get here? Okay, you're here with Rut and Reginald, so you should be going... Right now you're not even moving, so you should be going here. Hold on. Let me bracket this up and just see if that's the issue. Yeah. Yeah, and... Yeah. Okay. Blah. Back in. I'm pretty sure this is just something simple. I just gotta quickly have my messy code work properly. It's funny, I had spent some time cleaning up a bunch of code, just not this particular chunk of code that I forgot even needed to exist. What's your issue? Well, okay, technically, when you're running, this is fine. Technically, this is what you should be doing. But when you're stopped right now, it should be doing the other state. It's just not switching at all. Let me see. No, you're still running. Why? Your speed is 12. Oh, wait. Okay, that's an issue with the nav mesh thing. Even when it's frozen, the speed is 12. Why? I'm guessing maybe that's something that just isn't getting reset properly. I don't use nav mesh stuff that often, but I'm starting to. You have a thing to get disabled, yeah. This runs. This sets. I guess. Right. I guess its velocity gets treated differently than speed. Okay. Fine. Be that way. Meh. Vector 3.0. Oh! Oh no, its speed is just gonna be this value in the nav mesh, which is 12. Okay, I get where that's coming from. It's not its current speed, it's the speed it's trying to hit. Yes. What's your gonna be? Dot magnitude. Magnitude is less than 1. Okay. Bah. One more time. Okay. Actually, it's funny. I don't even know if this part's gonna stick around because I just said we're about to potentially like rip out and like make new character models and new animations. So this part might not even matter, but whatever. I want it to at least be working for now. Fixing bugs before creating new ones. Okay, there we go. Easy. Easy peasy. Good. And, like, the player one was working the whole time. So, and you're still working? Yeah. Good. Easy. So that's thing 1. Bug 1 fixed. Thing 2, I believe I have messed up something with the enemy's tag radius because sometimes they're just not tagging the enemy unless the enemy is not tagging the player unless they jump. So I'm thinking that the raycast is just too high or too low or something. So I wanted to just double check what that's doing. So this is going off of transform.position, but this game object is on this AI interact script that is here. I actually don't know if it matters how high this is. Let me just, as a test, move you down. just to see if that makes a difference on the bug that I'm seeing. It'll help me narrow down what's actually happening. Okay, enemy, you've been tagged. Now come get me in 4 seconds. Okay. Wait, that might have just been it. Not having this weird issue where sometimes you're... Okay, that works. It's that easy. Bugs don't have to take 10 minutes to fix. If they're 2 seconds. If I'm right up against you, you're gonna still tag me immediately. Ooh, there. Okay, see, that's what I was hoping to avoid. Okay, never mind. Bug's still around. That can't happen. I need that to not happen. So what is happening is my question. Let me just get into this state and then... So why did you... So these lines are meant to represent kind of the raycast that's happening, but it might not be accurate, so I can't trust this blindly per se. So why... How was this allowed to happen? Okay, right now you're doing this push. Like that not allowed. Not allowed at all. You look like the raycast should work. Unless because like I forgot how big this collider is. The collider can be so big that it's like inside where the raycast starts. But the raycast should be starting here. Let me go into good old breakpoint. Oh, good old breakpoint, and just let me just quickly see where it is, where it's. So it's there. Actually, let me just see what part of this fails. It might not be the part I'm thinking. Ooh, hi. So, nearby agents. So you do this. It does this overlap sphere to see what's nearby, and then go through each one. So nearby agents is itself, which it's supposed to skip, and then the other is Agent Ivan. Okay, so that part's fine. And then it makes sure that it's in the correct state, and the other thing's in the correct state to do interacting. Collision not existing between characters. They both used to have rigid bodies, so they would properly bump into each other. Now one's in nav mesh and one isn't. So they shouldn't be. They should have collision, and they kind of do because the enemy is pushing the player, but from inside, I don't fully know what's happening there. It definitely is funky, and that's what I gotta figure out now. But in theory, it wouldn't really matter because the enemy shouldn't be tagging the player, like it shouldn't be ramming into the player like this continuously. It would get close to the player and then do this tag process, and then this wouldn't happen. So like problem A is that the tagging isn't always happening. It's like sometimes is, which makes me think that the raycast has something wrong with it. So other is oh, it's not even getting to the raycast. Fascinating. Oh, I have a prediction of what's happening. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. So the enemy, when trying to tag, has this kind of field of view thing. Actually, I'm starting to wonder if it doesn't need... Well, this is to prevent it from tagging something that's, like, behind it. But it's never really gonna... If the enemy is faster than the player, and the player's always gonna be... It's always gonna be running at the player. Like, the player's never really gonna have an opportunity to be up close and behind it. Like when it's... Well... Okay, so what I believe is happening... Yeah, this angle being 32. So what I believe is happening... Oh, I want to pause it. I can still get this check in. So there's this sort of field of view that the enemy has. And actually, a fix might be just that I make this wider. This sort of field of view of... Hey, I'm trying to interact with something. Yes, it's actually in front of me and not to my right. And I think because of how up close the player is, over here, I think like the raycast, it might be hitting somewhere like over here or something that makes it, instead of going it being here, if it's hitting something like to the side here, then makes the angle wider than it actually is, or something like that. I don't know for sure. That's partially my guess. I wanted to try one thing before I go too quick and having to figure out... We're too deep into having to figure out funky vector math. This is your field of view. If I just increase you... Like, is that just gonna make my problem go away? It might. Let me see. Okay, so first I gotta recreate that thing. Come here, you. Also, right now the enemy isn't, like, it happens to have gotten easier to tag. But, oh, it just ran past me and tagged me. Okay, but I will need to do more balancing to make the enemy harder to tag, but right now, for testing purposes, it's fine. Oh. Okay, when I moved, I didn't get dragged, but I still went inside of it, which obviously shouldn't happen. Well, no, there is I don't fully know. There is collision there, kind of. Like, I'm not able to run through it, but then I don't know how it suddenly does go inside of it. Yeah, how did it... Oh. And I definitely shouldn't be on top of them either. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, see, that's not good. Is it? Something funky. Something funky for sure. Just what? Okay, I need to get back into that state and then sort of pause it. Ooh, I have an idea. I have another idea. Before I... So this interact thing, if I just move it back a little bit, hear me out. You can be your 90. And then if I just move you back a bit. Too far. Like this. Oh, except you're on the... I'm being over, and let me just revert. Oh, whoa, not like that. Not you. This. Revert you. And I don't think the height was part of this. So go back to 0.75, I guess. How about now? Does that fix my problem? Easily. Maybe. Come on. No. No. Okay. I could come back to this later because it might... Oh, no. I was trying to pause it in that state. I'm frozen. There also needs to be a better representation of being stunned. That's also hopefully going to be a thing. If I make robot characters, it'd be cool to have like an animation where they kind of look deactivated or something. Okay. I've got them to be very up close and personal. How did this happen? I forgot how not very good the player character looks. I like Rotten Reginald. I do think it'd be funny if when we turn these people into robots, if he still had like the twirly mustache, maybe even the top hat. Could be funny. But how did this happen? How did you move in you like this? You both have colliders. I'm guessing it's something with the nav mesh messing with stuff. Like it not not updating properly or something. But how? And then, like, after a second, it kind of figures out its mistake and pushes the player on top of it. But even then, this shouldn't have happened because it should have... The test, the check for tagging should have gone through already, and a tag should have occurred. So in theory, like, that's the fix. Like, that's all I gotta figure out, is why did the tag not happen? Once the tag happens, then this problem goes away, because the enemy will run away immediately. So what part of this failed? So, okay, it's going through itself. Da-da-da-da-da. Is it the angle again? It's still the angle. Okay, wait, something... Yeah, there's something not right with this. So your angle is 71. I do think that, actually, I don't know if this should be having the 0.5 there. So this is the angle between itself looking forward and the position of... The forward vector from itself to the thing that we're looking at. So the angle from itself to the thing it's looking at, it gets that angle... I'm just gonna remove this 0.5 thing. I think that's kind of. Oh wait, no. Hold on, if it's greater. Whoa, wait. Or no, so this was like 70. Wait a minute. Wasn't this 70? This was. No. Sorry, no. I had it right the first time. I had it right the first. Yeah. Okay, I do want to remove that so that it has a higher. It has to be higher than that to continue. Okay. Yeah. Fix yourself. Good. Okay, maybe. Well, okay. I need a larger sample size than that, but it seems like that's working. Oh, I just realized I never. Oh shoot. I never started my background music for 40 minutes. Oops. Also, oh, it's looking really quiet. Way quieter than it's supposed to be, huh? Wait, nope, something like that. Anyway, very subtle, but whoops, wasn't meant to not exist. Okay. Hey, there we go. It did run through the player there, but I'm going to ignore that for now, because when this is replaced with a proper animation, that's going to hopefully not be an issue. Okay, we fixed those 2 bugs. Good. It fixed enough. I might clean them up or more later, but they're fixed enough as far as I care. Okay. Now, next. What are we doing? I get to ramble more about how I'm going to make this tagging process happen. I'm still not fully sure. I wanted to do more preparation before the stream started, but oh well, is what it is. So, I did start to write some things over here. But a separate to-do thing I might put in like a Trello document or something of kind of some of the things that still need to be done for the game to be done, more of a playable state. I'm gonna continue to tinker with the enemy pathing AI, try to make it better. That's just gonna be a continual thing, especially when I add there being potentially multiple enemies and they have to interact with each other and blah blah blah. Making a player simple model and animations, and same thing with the enemy. They're gonna kind of go hand in hand. This player to enemy tagging process, that's hopefully what we're gonna be looking into now. Pointing out the coins better, in that, like, so I know of how the coins work because it's my game that I've made. But ideally, either they show up like as bigger, better icons on the minimap, or in this view, there may be like arrows pointing to the nearest off-screen coin or something like that. The coins themselves can be more like glowy and stuff. There's a simple like spin and hover up and down script on them, but it can always be better. I don't even know if they're gonna be coins. That's the other thing that I need to figure out. Probably before I get too far into polishing them is right now I just made it a coin. It's just a simple collectible. Right now I'm just trying to get like a lot of the gameplay behind that up and running, and then I'm gonna figure out more like, okay, what's a very basic story and objective and setting that can fit with this. The original idea was it was going to be like you're a secret agent person and then you're fighting like purposely very cartoonishy villains with cartoonishly evil plans. And like the last thing they need to make their plan succeed is the whatever thing they're holding. So you're running after them trying to take it from them. But now, well, for having this game in theory be a bit easier to make, I'm going to make them robots, but then the same basic thing can work. And I guess at first I was going to have, you're fighting robots, but you were still a human secret agent thing. I'm thinking I'm going to make the player a robot too, just to make things simpler, hopefully. So that might happen. But in terms of what is the thing that you're taking from them, I don't know yet. And what is the coins, I don't know yet. I'm going to figure that out. But and then the game needs a better name. Right now it's still just like Ultra Tag or a generic tag game. I'm still figuring out a better name there. I was going to maybe go with like Tag Bots or something, but I don't know. Hopefully I can come with something better. But anyway, for now I'm still making the gameplay fun. And then there's also just improving the minimap. There's a lot of little things that just need to be done a lot better with the minimap. Even right now, I'm doing this cheating way of, there's just a camera in the sky pointed down, and just easy way to record the map. I might make like an actual, I don't know, proper minimap system eventually, but that would in theory happen more when I have a concrete, like, final map. But I do quite like this for now. Maybe it'll stay being like this, just with some more changes. I like it. It's just easy being a camera in the sky. I don't have to worry about it when I update the map. And then the player icons just go on top of the players, and then that all just handles itself. Oh, I had something here I did end up solving. Make sure the player can't jump on walls. There was a bug last time where you could jump on a barrier and then jump on a wall. I just made the colliders taller, and then ta-da, you can't do that anymore. It's fine. Oh, whoops. Whoa. It's like, that's not a worry. You can just hang out on a barrier, but I'm not too worried about that, because you can't win. If you do that, you'll have to, yeah, enemy can still kind of get you from the edge of a barrier, and you have to get the coins, and you're never gonna win. And then as we continue to develop this, I'm going to continue to balance enemy, player, speed, stun times, all that stuff. But that's just going to sort of happen, like, right now I'm focusing more on getting mechanics up and running while things are good enough. I do notice, like, some issues where, like, the enemy seems a bit too easy to tag sometimes, but right now it's helpful for testing purposes for that to be the case. So I'm going to, yeah, ideally I want to be pretty 50-50 for how hard it is to tag an enemy versus the enemy tagging you. But I also have to remember that I'm good at my own game, because I've been making it, I've been playing it. I want it to be not super hard. So to some degree, it being easy for me to tag an enemy, it might not be too super easy for someone playing the game for the first time to tag an enemy or whatever. Okay, I kind of split things into two categories. Although, well, some things could kind of move around maybe, but like, what do I need for the game to actually like kind of make the core game more fun and like functional, and then other things that are more polished. Having the score bar including like numbers maybe instead of just being a bar going up. Having some kind of intro thing that gives tutorial how you actually play the game and the objective, all that sort of stuff. A better proper win stream, pause menu, main menu settings, all that sort of stuff. That'll come eventually, once the actual core game is more working and fun and blah blah blah. So, with all that rambling out of the way, next thing that we're doing is making, oh, do I hear a cat on the way? So I want to figure out, I had this other, no, this one, yeah, this is the one that I wanted to, that I'm starting to type up right before the stream of how I'm going to hopefully figure out this whole tagging thing. So I want to take this problem that I want to solve and simplify it. This process of the player running up to an enemy, interacting with them, and like freezing both of them and having them be positioned properly in front of each other, and then having this animation where the player grabs this cube thing out of the enemy's hands and then runs away, and then the enemy is stunned for a couple seconds, and then they become unstunned, and then they go back to chasing. This whole process is a lot of steps. I want to simplify it and figure out kind of like the hardest steps of it first and sort of build up from there. So, I mean, the process, as I just described, yeah, freeze both, line them up, do this tagging animation that has some IK thing set up, and make sure they grab the cube, and then the cube has to actually transition from like the enemy to the player and have that look clean, hopefully. Yeah, so I'm not, I gotta figure this out now, but my idea, I think, was that I want to have some intermediate steps of maybe just making another scene where I can, so get rid of all like having to deal with the player movement stuff and the tagging and the actual running around the map or whatever. Just make another quick scene where I just have thing A and I go into play mode and it starts this sequence. Thing A, just grabs a floating cube and with an animation, but it actually, gets the cube properly. It doesn't overshoot it, like whatever. And then, so grabbing like a stationary cube and be like, haha, I got the thing. Then going beyond that to saying, hey, I've grabbed this, I've grabbed this cube and I've pulled it towards me. So I've moved it as part of my animation. And then, first just having that be the only animation it does. And then going from that to having some idle state that it's doing, or even a run state, like whatever animation it's doing, to going into this animation of grabbing a cube elegantly enough, and then going back to the idle animation where then it's holding the cubes. Then I don't know if that's going to be two idle animations, like one with an open hand and one with a closed hand or not. Like, I'm hoping that with robots I can get away with things being simpler, like it just has this always open like 3-pronged robot hand or something. We'll see. For testing purposes, I want to start with it being pretty much as simple as possible, well, not being like too basic. I can just have a cube that has like a floating hand or whatever. I want to try to still make it like be something, but But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, so then figuring out this whole process of basically Robot A grabbing the stationary cube that has nothing to do with another character. And then I can start to turn that into, in theory, then I could have, Robot B that's already in this idle state holding cube. And maybe for now I do start with 2 identical robots. I mean, I really wanted to because robots, like the player and the enemy could be like the same model, but one's blue. Actually, or like one's blue, one's red. Okay, it would actually be funny if I did something like that, but then the enemy one just has like the curly mustache and the top hat, and that's like the only change. Maybe, I don't know. Like we'll see. We'll see. I did want to try to figure out like if I had different enemies of different sizes, having code that's able to support that. That's like the big thing you get out of IK is be able to have like, oh, the cube's here, or it's over here, or it's slightly up here, and having the animation stuff still work with that. But we'll see. Yeah. So this. So yeah, transitioning to like Robot A grabbing Robot B and then like taking cube where Robot B is static and then where Robot B is like actually, I don't know, doing some movement of some kind. I still don't fully know what my end game idea of what the most polished version of this animation is going to look like, and I've been trying to brainstorm that to know what I'm working towards. Like, in one world, like a player tagging an enemy, they could tackle them to the ground and then grab the cube and then like run away, and then the being stunned is the enemy getting back up. Player could punch the enemy, the cube goes flying in the air, and then they grab it out of midair, and then they run away. Like, there's a variety of stuff that can be done, but there's also the what am I capable of doing? And also I want this to be, relatively simple. I also have to work around the idea that this player and enemy can tag each other pretty much anywhere in the map, and I have to be able to work with that. This animation needs to not, like, if the enemy's in this corner, and the player is basically tagging them in this corner, I need the animation to not have them both clip into the walls massively in the middle of these animations. So I have to make sure that that works. For just this prototyping of just thing grabs A, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not going to, I guess, worry about that yet, but I will eventually. So, in theory, like, have the least amount of problems as possible with things going into walls. When thing A touches thing B, you assume that, like, the immediate circle around one, the immediate circle around the other is safe. Like, this was a valid ground. So if we, in theory, can have an animation that basically takes place in this sort of square, then we should be fine. If like, a toe is slightly dipping into the wall, it's not the end of the world. But, ideally it's... ideally we work with, like, okay, the animation can't, like, leave the box, essentially. So that limits to some degree what we could do. We wouldn't want to, like, I punch the robot, and then they slide across the floor a couple feet. But to have some animation where they would stay in these bounds. So that's something I have to think about, like, while I'm building this, is what's going to have the least amount of issues. Okay. So with all that planning out of the way, now I got to figure out how I'm actually going to do this. So as I said, I think I'm going to try... we're going to quickly... Well, either I can move to a new scene, or I can quickly just go off to the side. For some of this testing stuff, like, that has nothing to do with any of these game mechanics, I think I'm going to try quickly. I'm going to go to a new scene, but I'm going to copy some things. I'm going to take some things with me. We're just going to go new scene. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this scene and delete stuff so I get, like, lighting settings and all that. New prototype is this scene, and frankly, it's not really new prototype anymore, but whatever. Scenes for planning, sure. Those other things, I don't know if they'll stick around. Well, some of them definitely won't, but whatever. So we're just gonna go, like, tag interaction testing. Yeah, we're gonna go over here, and then I'm deleting everything that's not gonna have to do with this tag system. So I don't even think I'll need a canvas. Gone. Environment is just to have... I'm probably gonna, like, simplify it, but yeah, I just wanted, like, a floor and walls and stuff. These mini-app cameras can go, even all the character stuff. I basically just wanted... Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to use these characters. I'm going to build, like, new robot people, hypothetically. Yeah, I don't even know. I'll have to think about, like, so how these robot people I make will eventually have to do with incorporating... sort of mixing that stuff with the actual people eventually, but I'm not going to be using these people in theory. Their animations come from Mixamo, and ideally, that's not going to be a thing. Okay, so I'm going to hide them for now. Do I care about, like, simplifying this environment real quick? I mean, I can just delete my basic walls and just make a quick, like, hallway. I mean, I don't know if I care about testing this around with this stuff. Oh, it's kind of cool seeing the, the baked shadows on the floor. That's kind of fun, actually. Just going to quickly... Okay, move all in. Actually, well, I want to be able to look at the animation from all angles. If there's walls in the way, that's a problem. You know what? No walls. Just... yes, walls. Whatever. Far away walls. We're just gonna have the things here. It's fine. Okay. Okay. And what? I don't care about the wrong lighting. If I go to bake it now, the stream might drop frames. Actually, it might be fine. Actually, I don't want this to bake over this. Clone you. You get cloned properly? Where'd you go? Yeah, it's okay. Fast main level, like that. Generate, just yes, do the thing. I thought whatever, okay. Do that quick, hopefully it's fine. Lighting, do lighting things. You're fine. Okay. Sure. Hoping everything's fine, like not having significant performance issues. No, looks like we're good. Computer is withstanding. So, do I want to start this process by making something in Blender and bring it here, or do I just start with cubes? I mean, we're gonna have just an actual just cube for the thing being taken. So we're gonna have. I'm just gonna give this material. I'm really gonna be figuring out how I'm doing this just on the fly, but that's okay. I noticed that this still has. That might fix itself once this is done going. Okay, so we're just gonna call it a cube for now. I just have you, and you are small. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a cube or like a flattened like floppy disk kind of thing, but for now I'm just gonna have it be a full-on cube like that. Doesn't have to be too big. Well, I mean, unless I want it to be. I could have it be some giant thing you're holding up with two hands. Like, haha, I'm running away with this massive thing. But and having to be held by two hands would be even more complicated. So I start with just one and just leave it at that. Okay, so I have a cube, and now I need this fake robot player one. I think I'm... on theory, that's going to have like a rig and all that, and I have to figure out like IK and everything. So... yeah, now I have to figure out the process I've been afraid of not sure exactly how this is going to work, but I guess I can start opening Blender. Oh, Blender 4.4. I know I downloaded 5.5 or 4.5 recently. Yeah, let's get that going. Slightly better. This is gonna make all the difference. Absolutely. Wow. Pin. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So we just want to make like a temporary, very basic robot man, I guess. On a, we'll have him be like have a wheel as his like feet essentially. I'm thinking. I was hoping to do more. I'm hoping to still do more like planning of. Okay, I want like little basic robot people. Like what exactly do I want them to look like? They have like TV heads or like one big Cyclops eye or what? I don't know yet. So we're gonna figure that out basically now. Do I want to make like just a hand in isolation that does nothing other than being a hand to test the grabbing before I do full on robot stuff? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna we're gonna start with this basic thing not being very connected. I think. Make you like this. Yeah, I think you're gonna be kind of on a wheel. And let's just make, yeah, you're on a wheel, and then a big box body, and then two arms coming up the side, and a little, like, square head. And we'll start with that for now. I don't want to go too crazy into the character design just yet, I think. I will figure that out more later. But in theory, just to... Also, I have not used Blender in a bit, so I might be rusty at this. But Oh well. No. That's the one. Just to, so I'm thinking basically having, you know, this thing come out. Do I care about you having like a elbow? Maybe, maybe not. You know, have that. You know, in theory that could rotate. Actually, I mean, we'll T-pose you for now. And then if you were to just have quick little fingers, let's say you just have this sort of tripod. Or you get a 4. Actually, that could be interesting. What if you essentially just had sort of 4 fingers? This sort of Doc-Ock kind of fingers that could kind of, you know, well, if their bases were here, which I can move them in a second, you know, kind of opening like that, you know, to grab thing, open, close, maybe. Something like that. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna have to completely change where this is even being saved. 1 second. Let me navigate to... Yeah. I'm gonna have to make... Do I have a thing for models, characters here? Yeah, we'll throw them in here. Show and Explorer. Get that file path. Over here you go. It's still called Ultra Tag, but don't worry about it, it's fine. Stairs. I don't even remember where that came from. Oh, that's probably... I don't know why you're like that. Oh, because that was I think one of the only models I actually made for the other way that tag game was before. Yeah, the model, the basic environment was just cubes and stuff, and then these stairs apparently. So this is just gonna be like placeholder robot character. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, in theory, I'm gonna have to move all these, origin points. But in theory, we have it on a ball. You know, this would, oh boy. Oh gosh, I'm realizing how rusty with Blender I am. Oh no, it's fine. How, cursor. Yeah, okay, it's coming back to me. Nope. I want to, right, yeah, so having, like, I move the cursor, just kind of showing off what I'm thinking. You know, have this rotate around here, and then have this guy rotate around here. And in theory, I'd have to make, you know, the whole 9 yards armature stuff for this, but also... Oh, hold on. I will get there. For now, it being disconnected, like, while testing this, I don't want to worry too much about the weights having to be good. You know, then this would rotate off of... Well, not there exactly, but off of, like, here, I guess. Is 4 fingers what I'm going to want to go with? I'm going to, actually... I'm going to backtrack to 3. I'll be able to still kind of, yeah, have it be more... I'd be like that. Same thing, less digits to animate. And then it would be mirrored. Would I want this to be all one model or like all one object or different things under the hood? In theory, the wheel, this kind of wheel, oh, not like that. You will be rotating around yourself. This just, it'd be cool if this just kind of rolls around as you move. It'd be cool if it physically worked properly, but with the simple art style, it might not need to be too complicated like that. Let's just call you base, you body, and you head. I imagine the final thing is probably going to end up looking different, but, you know, we'll get there. Do I guess I should, yeah, let me move some of these origin points. If I just do this kind of thing. I mean, I do let it be, like, be attached, but just don't worry about clipping for now, pretty much. I don't know. very much figuring this out on the fly. Yeah, you know, yeah, no. And these I didn't place very exact. I guess now I should worry about their position. Hey, sorry, what's happening there? Oh no, did I accidentally do this? Yeah, I did. Okay. I messed up your faces, and that's how I will fix you by just deleting you and remaking you. We'll just go, you know, arm upper and arm lower, and we'll make some fingers. Just quickly zero those out. As you do. Can I get away with you being 0.2? Kind of, yep. Symmetry will just help, kind of, maybe. Like, I feel like I do want to make, like, a little bit more. Like, things that won't, well, in theory won't fix the animation that much. If I just, attached just like a circle on the end of you. Like, I'm making something simple for a placeholder, but it doesn't have to be super boringly simple, you know? Oh. And, okay, you got your inside thing. Okay. I mean, with that, then the arm itself might be thinner. Here, on. I got this. You. Some things I remember. It's just been a while. I'm rusty. Why is that kind of seeming... I was hoping just like a simpler kind of circle going around here, but it's just like clipping into this way sooner than I'd like. I mean, I guess I could have more on the inside like that. Or yeah, just go with the middle ground. I guess also its digits do need to be large enough for it to its digits do need to be large enough to actually grab the cube. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, looking somewhat doable. I don't know if I should just fully set up one arm or one finger and then duplicate it again to be the rest, possibly. I could also make like the finger have 2 points of turning, but I also kind of don't want to worry about that yet. Okay, we're just gonna delete these and then call you finger. Oh, that lined up with that, but not that. Yes, of course. That's the point too. Should I just make the circle bigger until that matches? Nah. Do you like that? You like that? It's not perfect, but it's fine. Okay. Quickly. I have an easy way of mirroring this for the other side. Also, let me just shoot. What is it for just smooth? Shade smooth. Ooh, that's not being nice. Okay, maybe I won't worry about that for now. Also, those fingers are very long now that I'm looking at them. Let me change that. Turning on you. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Figuring stuff out. Then just, do I want to go? Yeah, I guess I'll have to name all these left. We're just naming stuff. Because now I'm gonna copy stuff to the right. I guess I'm just gonna. I think I'm forgetting some basic Blender stuff, how you can just duplicate things and mirror them, but whatever, it's fine. I make it work. Why don't you match up at all? Wait. No, I was wanting to be mirrored. I mean, in theory, it doesn't have to be. It can be like, haha, that's how that looks like, but no for testing things. Well, I mean, I can make a modifier to... Where are you here? This. Ooh, are you... You're not crashing from me mirroring... Oh, what? Why? Why is that what you did? Okay, sure. Mirror you off the body, but... well then, no, because I want the origin to be good. Bah, it's fine. Okay, okay. Just quickly, just bleh. No, what is the... How you can just... Oh, not that. Man, I am... Yeah, rusty with things. I guess, yeah, just scaling it by -1 and then fixing the... Oh, wait, no, I know what I want to do. Okay, no, sorry, I want to do this, and then duplicate, and then S -1. No, with the cursor... 3D cursor being that point to do that around, but then moving you to, I think you were 3 up? No? 3? Point something? There, and then go S -1, yeah. But then go, what's the recalculate normals? I have to go in there and then go recalculate outside. Okay, good. Did that. Easy. I am gonna have to now fix all these to say right, but that's fine. Actually, wait. I have to make sure I'm grabbing the right ones. Yes, okay. There. Got you. These. Okay. And then... I got... Okay. Basic, super basic player that I kind of want to give eyes. A little bit more. Oh, not like that though. What am I trying to find over here? Not that. Just... Yeah, perfect. I will... I didn't even think about coloring you. You can just stay being gray for now. Okay. Got, basic... Wait, isn't this where I saved it? Wait, where'd you go? Oh yeah, that character base... Right, I forgot that was a thing I did. Oh, you're just under models, not under character. Okay, look at our guy. Okay, yeah, oh, you have lights and stuff. Wow, he's shining, shimmering, splendid. Fix that. And also recalculate normals. Cool. Why do you have a different material than the rest of you? Also, you're giant. Fix that scale factor. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna make the quick change of... I'm gonna delete these because they just don't need to be here. But also I'm just gonna kind of move you more, yeah, inside that. Yeah, I was gonna have kind of floating limbs for testing purposes. I think I'm gonna just let things be on top and let things bend weirdly, but that's okay. I shall fix it. Wow, look at our boy. I'm actually not sure how I want to color you. I just, my basic material, just kind of give you like a lime. Sure, why not? Perfect. Also, man, what that can do that floor. Also, the floor finished calculating lighting stuff. Good to know. How I should be doing this is by going like this. Dragging this line. Yeah, there we go. way easier. It's fine. Okay. We'll see what we. Oh, that's ambient occlusion going on. Right, good old post-processing. I don't know if I want that to be that aggressive there. Whatever, I'll not worry about it for now. Okay, we got a character of some kind. Why are you not even... Oh, it's just the way I dragged it in. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if we got our basic, very basic character, very basic. How now are they gonna grab a cube? I didn't actually parent anything, because now that's up for... Now that's, the job for a rig. So if I got this and I just want it to, I go into play mode and it simply grabs the cube. I guess let me just make the script that will eventually be handling this. Plus there's gonna be probably some like IK component stuff. So make a new script or new folder for this. There's just like tag int test, and in here, wow, good old script. I'm gonna call this yeah, tag interaction test back into code. Okay, think compile. Before I forget, I'm just gonna yeah, I'll put the code on you for now. Okay, so yeah, animation time, basically. I'm gonna want to make, so yeah, how am I gonna want to do this? So do I start by just making quick idle animation? I guess I'm gonna need the whole I'm gonna need the whole so I have two options. One, I can just parent everything and then just be changing rotations of game objects like these, but in theory I should have a proper rig, so I get armature, so I guess I should construct that. Take this, you should be... Wait, that works for sure. Oh, hello! Hi, Pixie Nada! Hello! Welcome to the stream! Hello! We are making a funky tag game. Continuing to do so anyway. Right now we're messing with some player animation kind of stuff. I just made a very, very basic robot guy that I'm going to fix between this stream and the next one, in terms of making it look better. But oh, hi! I saw animation in the title. Yeah, hello. Here, let me quickly switch the other scene of showing off the actual game so far in its current form. So I'm making this tag game. Basically, you run around, you tag stuff. Or there's an enemy that you're trying to tag, and then you get chased. You are slower than the enemy, but you can jump over hurdles, whereas the enemy cannot. When whoever's running away has like coins they can collect to get points. This is just a simple tag game kind of thing I'm making. I've done game development stuff for a couple years, and sort of took a long break for it, kind of being a bit burnt out. I'm getting back into it and using this game to kind of get back into it, and then I have some bigger stuff that I have planned. I've done a lot of just miscellaneous things over the years. Also, the minimap is cool. Yeah, it's just a camera in the sky, so that makes it nice and easy to have a quick and dirty minimap. And you see here I had two basic characters that I had made. Hold on. I'm jumping around between a lot of things. This game started a couple years as a school project as I was finishing university. Where it started as a school project, where the project was just make a tag game, and that's what this started as. I finished it for that project, and now, a couple years later, I wanted to just revisit this, what was just a basic test map kind of thing, and I want to turn it into an actual game that I finish. Not too big and crazy, keeping it a small, reasonably small game that I can actually finish, but, yeah. And I'm sort of using this to become unrusty in a lot of areas. I've opened Blender for the first time in, like, many months, and I found myself to be very rusty at it. When, a while back, I had made, and they're not great, but I had made, like, this model and this guy running around, Rotten Reginald. I did make these guys a while ago, and somewhere around the screen over there, my logo, I made that from scratch. But yeah, as I have not used Blender in a bit, I am rusty. Even just making this robot guy, I was like, oh god, how do I do anything in Blender? And I try not to spend, like, as I'm streaming, just half my time just Googling and things and watching tutorials and all that. Peak character design? Exactly. Ideally, it would be funny if I could have... So to simplify... Hold on. To simplify some things in this game, I'm going to be turning these people into just robots, I think. But I was thinking it'd be funny. I have a robot guy that still has the curly mustache and the top hat. Basically, same face, but robotic. But we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Right now, I'm just making a very, very basic robot guy so I can test... I'm trying to improve the process of how you tag, like how person A tags person B. And, having an actual animation there. So, yeah, that's happening, I guess. Yeah. So, also, I go back and forth doing programming streams and playing random games. Recently, we beat Doom 3. That was a game. Yeah, and I'm jumping back and forth between making different game stuff. Over in that corner of the stream, there is, like, a Rubik's Cube thing I made from scratch. That you can interact with Twitch chat commands. Like, I think if you type !scramble, it'll rotate around a bunch and stuff like that. Whoa, yeah. And I'm going to continue to add to it and make more things. Yeah, there it goes. And then, yeah, it says like !cube commands. That brings up all the different things you can type. Basically just Rubik's Cube notation to make things turn around. I have, very manually went and solved that thing on stream before as I was coding it. That's a different Unity project that I have around somewhere, buried amongst my work stuff. Yeah. Anyways, rambling about some of the different things that I do beyond just this random tag game. Yeah. So, well, away it goes. Yeah, okay, so, what was I doing? Anyway, so this tag game, you chase the enemy chase you, there's coins you collect around the map that give you points, and that's the whole thing. I'm just continuing to develop this. So I was over in another scene over yonder, tag interaction, this way. I did have, so, wow, right, this is all broken now, isn't it? Yeah, kind of. Did I like the other scene? Maybe I did. Anyway, sorry, these are other scenes from just other bits of the game we're making and testing and blah, blah, blah. There's some funky stuff with, like, how the AI used to run around the map. A while back when I made this game for this tag project, I made a too much effort that it was worth, how I programmed the enemies to, like, run around the map. A very, like, manual, meticulous, waypoint system. But now with cleaning up the game and making it simpler and smaller, I've just swapped that for using a normal nav mesh that actually works properly. But yeah, so I was in the middle of just making a quick armature on this guy. But I haven't done this in a while, so I'm rusty on doing it. But we should figure stuff out. Hold on, actually, you shouldn't. You probably want to be a sort of detached bone. Anyway, yeah, this, and then going with a simple robot guy just so the thing can be easy. Just the thing can be easy for now. I don't think this is gonna be like the final design of the robot guy. I'm just making something simple just to test this idea and get it working, and then possibly between now and the next stream I'll like design better, like an actual character kind of thing, but we shall see. Navmesh is my best friend. Yeah, it has been cool. It is nice to just be like, Navmesh, go here, figure out everything, and have it just work, as opposed to meticulously calculating a bunch of pathfinding things. Surprisingly, it's a lot harder. Who knew? But, yeah. After I finish this game, I do have another idea for a game that I'm going to be making that's bigger and better. That it will involve more funky nav mesh things. I have this idea that I started to make a while back and then stopped working on it very early on, but kind of want to revisit. An idea for sort of a roguelike, almost like kind of a tower defense sort of thing, where you're a leprechaun defending your pot of gold against other mythological creatures. But we'll see how that goes when I get to it. How do you... Can you just go mirror... New. Also, think something has slightly changed in different Blender versions. But I'm studying game design and animation in university. Ooh, but I haven't done much 3D yet. It's kind of scary. It sure is. It's complicated. I'm definitely not the best at it. I do also find that Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, apparently stuff like this can happen. Oh, I think I know what I did. Oh boy. Hold on. I did not mirror correctly. From here, do I go mirror and then mirror you on what? No. Hold on. Mirror you on... I do this and then... Yeah. Well, how did you... Wait. How did you... Why did you duplicate before? Okay, this... Mirror... I'm forgetting hotkeys. It's fine. This. That should have worked last time. I don't know why you made copies. Yeah, 3D is hard. For sure. Oh, you're not... Oh, I didn't realize this arm was upside down. Oh, that's what I'm being confused by. You are upside down. Let's just do that. I've gone back and forth over the years, like doing 3D stuff, trying to do some basic 2D stuff. Usually I have very basic art study things. But also, I will take a break from Blender for a while and then forget how to do anything. So that happens too. I am a programmer at heart, for sure. I am much better at programming than I am at anything art-related. But I'm trying. Although I have made some cool art things over the years. Actually, I do have one quick thing if I can find it. Ooh, where'd you go? Oh, not there. 1 second. If I can just quickly find something. Where did you go? No, you're under Unity project, best projects. I made ta-da. Yeah. I made this collage recently of different things that I've made over the years. Some of these come from the tag game in its former state. Yeah, there's Rotten Reginald from the thing we're working on now. I've made different... I have a lot of, like, projects that I haven't finished or whatever. I'm trying to, like, actually start to finish things. But, yeah, I have this giant collage I've made of just different miscellaneous projects I've done over the years. Some things for school projects, some things for just, like, my own personal hobby stuff. I've made some Unity tutorials on YouTube, but I haven't made any in, like, over a year. And I've been meaning to get back into it. I've just been busy with doing other things. And this unicycle game I was also working on for a while, and then kind of stopped that because it was, like, getting way too big and complicated, and, yeah, I just wanted to put time into other things. Also, I have a full-time job, so lately it's been harder to find time to do hobby things, but I'm making it work, figuring stuff out. I also, well, it's a couple years ago now, man, time flies, finished university myself, doing computer science-y things, programming, and all of that. Yeah, anyway. Woo, funky collage of things. Back to game. Okay, so, yes, quickly doing, animation rigging stuff. I believe I just can take all of this stuff and parent it under here. I don't want automatic weights, because normally you would. Actually, yeah, I'm curious to see what happens if I do automatic weights. I know that's going to just cause havoc on this guy. Oh. I mean, I can pretend it's intentional, but also, geez. Take me out of... Whoa, no. How did I do that? Oh, hey, you... Oh, I went to rendered mode. That would make sense. Okay. I just... Okay, I didn't mean to basically make him dab, but it's kind of cool seeing, no, you and you, that's what I was trying to do. It is kind of cool seeing things deform or whatever, but that's probably not what I want. Okay. So, back up before I actually did the automatic weights thing, because otherwise I'm just going to have a lot of teeth work to undo. There we go. Okay. So take all these, have you eat that, parent. So, I just want to go empty groups, I think, and then I'm just going to add them manually. Did you? Oh. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, empty weights. So these bones aren't named at all, are they? Oh, that's unfortunate. Basically want one for each of these. I am rusty when it comes to armature stuff. Man, that is okay. Also, it's about 11. We might not be going too much longer. Unfortunately, I started a lot later today than I would have liked, but oh well, it is what it is. But then also it gives me more time to fix stuff between now and next stream. Okay, armature, yeah, and this and this. Oh man, okay. Step one is I need to get unrusty with Blender, but so I take you, and then I'm assuming bone 1 is going to be the base. If I just assign all of you at the weight of 1, is it going to do what I want it to? Yeah. Good, okay. Next, the body. Oh wait, I take all of you, go into edit mode, and then take... try to figure this out. Okay, oh no, you made the bone... I don't have to... okay, I just have to take you, and then this, and then go... Sign. And now you're gonna be... I do have to figure out which bone's which. I should probably name the bones, shouldn't I? Oh wait, I should have named them before I parented them. Wait, if I rename you, does that transfer? Oh, you don't. Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, hold on. I need to back up before I make a big mistake. Before I parented you, yeah, I should have named the bones. I don't know how well you can do that after the fact. Hold on. Back out of here. Back out of here. Okay. Bones. You. This. Okay. So. Give me the armature. Edit. Okay. You are. Have the names be the same. Base. There they go. Body. And then. Bit tedious, but it's what's got to be done. Arm left. What do I call you? Arm lower, arm upper. Right? Okay, yeah. Arm upper left. Arm lower left. Arm upper right. Arm upper left. Just and this is the head. Good thing I don't have too many bones. If I had a bajillion, that would be problematic. This is finger. I didn't really name them upper. It's fine. Finger left. Left. Finger. 1 left. Finger 2 left. Almost there. Finger right. Finger 1 right. Finger 1 or 2 right. Okay. Oh, did I get that? Oh, no. Okay. Now we try this again. Take you, select all of you, and then this, and parent, are you not, so I'm in edit mode, that's why you're not doing that already, okay. Parent, empty groups, cool. Now take you, and your vertex groups, base, all the way, body, all the way. That's what I've tested so far, how it's deforming. I don't know if it... Ooh, is it... Wait, why are they doing that? Okay, you're this the armature is deforming, or is bending as it should. Okay, and the body's kind of doing what it should be for the most part. Actually, the body should be deforming around the center of the base. Which means I got this wrong. This should be like there, right? And then it would. Yeah. Small thing, but that works. Okay. And the head there. Okay. Next be the head. Which... Oh, you already kind of know where you should be. That's interesting. No, that's just what I happen to have selected. Never mind. Haha. Okay, arm upper left. Arm upper... Or arm lower left. Yeah, unfortunately, there just be some tedious work sometimes doing game dev things. It is what it is, and I know there's probably a faster way of doing the things that I'm doing. That's stuff I'm gonna have to figure out and get less rusty with, but for now, it's okay. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't really get too much IK stuff that I was hoping to, but mostly we're just fixing bugs. I was rambling about what's been done between last stream and now. But progress has still been made. I made a lot of progress between last stream and now. And hopefully I will do the same thing again between now and the next stream. Oh, you aren't named properly, but you are that one. I'll fix that later. It's fine. I do kind of want to just get through this so I can move on. Oh, I don't know which fingers are which numbers. I think it goes like this. Okay. That should be done on that. Give me this pose, and now you should move. Oh, look at it go. Okay, perfect. I gotta just test moving each one to make sure each one is correct. Heck yeah. Okay, good. Good. Object. I go like this, I'll be able to see. Haha! Animation, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, with this, next step would be... Oh, wait, I didn't fully undo that. No? Okay, good. I need some basic idle animation, and then this grab. I get that now. Then it's time to figure out the grab. So, simple idle animation. We're just gonna go here. The very basic, normal arms at side. Nothing crazy. I kind of want to see if I can cheat a bit, and knowing that this guy's gonna eventually be like holding this cube, I almost want like his idle animation to be that his hands are kind of spread out, so hopefully I can just reuse the exact same animation when he's holding the cube. I don't know if I'm gonna have unique problems with this circular hand thing. I suppose if I just gave him proper, more humanoid fingers, but yeah, we'll figure that out, I guess. Yeah. Actually, also I'm curious. Can your head... What does it look like if I kind of... Yeah, okay, fair enough. You don't exactly got a neck. Yet. Anyway, you might eventually. Okay, I know there's a way to mirror a pose, but... Is it Control C and then Control Shift V? Ooh. Kind of. Why'd you do that? Why is that what you did? If I just take this and then just rotate it down. Yeah, I don't need it to be mirrored exactly, but okay. Oh, is that because they're all named like left and right except for that one that I messed up, and that's why maybe one didn't copy properly? Whatever. Basic idle animation. Yeah, that's not exactly mirrored at all, but whatever, it's fine. Just from here, take everything. That, and let's say this is a 50 long animation. At 25, just do something slightly different. And remembering how tedious animation can be. But that's okay. We're figuring it out. Moving everything slightly, basically. Nothing easy I can do to the body, but that's fine. Just all that, and then yeah. That arm moves out way more than I thought I was moving it. This would be subtle. Okay. Good enough. That's an idle animation. Get that into Unity. Pronto. Oh, those are some messed up normals. Let's fix those. Control N? No. I thought when you were... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Normals recalculated. No, or not. Well, haha. Excuse me. Did I just flip the normals rather than recalculating them? Let's just kind of... yeah, recalculate outside. Oh, Alt-N. That's what I was looking for. Oh, it's fine. Okay, so take you. That still has messed up normals. Excuse me? Why? Okay, just get out of this. Get just this one. Fix you. You good? Why are you doing that? Also, you lost your materials because I renamed those objects. What's happening to you? Normally, it's just a flip normals issue, but like, I mean, yeah, I can manually flip them, but like the calculate outside thing should work, no questions asked. Just gonna try that. It's odd if it works. Oh, something's definitely wrong with you. Overton Goddess, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We are continuing to work on this tag game thing. Woo, we have a very basic robot guy that we're starting to just make a simple idle animation. Something really weird is happening with its arm, but whatever, we're gonna figure it out. And slurp I can. Haha. Okay. Oh, also, I haven't had any... I'm gonna jinx it now. Watch me go. We haven't had any significant tech issues this stream. I am happy to have that number be 0. Technically, I didn't start my background music till like 40 minutes into the stream, but I'm not counting that. Being muted would be one thing. Actually, not playing background music is fine. But last time the stream crashed like 3 times, so at this time that didn't happen. Hopefully those problems are behind us. I would like to hope. Okay, we're gonna take the U and just quickly basic colors. Add back that line. That and that. I don't know what's going on with this, but I will fix that later. Yeah, something weird's going on with. Oh, it's your scale, isn't it? Ah, yeah. Okay, never mind. I said I was gonna fix it later. I know what's going on. So, and actually, I think the same issue is gonna be having with each of the fingers. You. I thought I knew what I was doing through recalculating the normals. Recalculate outside. Wait, you didn't. Yeah, recalculate outside, and I should know this. How to apply a scale? Yeah. Oh well, actually, I don't want to apply. Actually, no, maybe I do want to apply all of them being 1. Yes, because yeah. Okay, that didn't mess with this, did it? No. Basic robot doing basic robot thing. Okay. Wait, no, I was overly confident that would fix that. What's wrong with you? Why are your normals messed up, but also your scale? I thought for sure that would be the solution. I will fix that later. We're going to worry about just the left arm for today. Okay, so we got a basic idle animation. Let me just pull up that in. To do that, you're going to give you an animator, and we're going to have to make another animator that's not from one of our other characters. We're just going to make a animation controller tag interaction test. That's all this right now is going to be just for that. Yeah, and then get a robot. Where are you? Thank you, robot character. If I do that, are you gonna scene? Oh, you didn't, right? Because you did on you getting imported. Yes, import animation. Just this one's an idle animation, going from 1 to 50 frames. Loop a guy. And the normal's still broken here, so that's fun. Yeah, basic idle animation, sure. I probably should color him in the Blender file at some point. I'll figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so you're not seen. You're doing again. Idle. Wow, crazy. Okay, and just a basic test. If I just animations. Wow. Ha ha ha. Oh, there's not even a camera in the scene. Whoopsies. That's fine. I don't need one. Basic idle animation. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's easy. So now we get the big boy hard part, which is the whole IK thing. So I want to make some kind of animation where the robot just reaches out and grabs this cube. But I need to make it work based on where the cube is. So I think that starts with me just making a basic. Well, so, okay, I know there's many different ways that this can be done. There's like different asset store stuff out there, and there's some kind of built-in Unity stuff. I was looking at this in the Unity manual earlier, which I think for a simple starting point, because I don't, first of all, I don't want to spend like $40 on some assets for a thing for a simple egg game like this. I want to find something quick and dirty and easy for now, anyway. So if Unity has a quick built-in thing that can just do simply what I want for now, I'm gonna try to do that. So this inverse kinematic thing in the manual, you can have an animator and have it have stuff. So I can have sort of a grav point, I guess, and yeah, I can have sort of a grav point and have it go there. But do I need? So I need to figure out now. This is me learning. I'm going to be doing more Googling and watching videos and stuff between now and next stream, but I can sort of start the process. To what degree do I need an animation? Well, I'm going to be having to mix an animation with a sort of target point to some degree. But just sort of start things off. If I'm to sort of follow along with this basic kind of guide, just to have arm, move to cube, even though I'm in idle animation or in some like blank animation. So following along with this kind of thing, I know that has different functions to set places and stuff and things. So if you have an animated controller, I saw this, enable IK pass on the layer. That's this. Wow, now everything will magically work. I'm kidding. I've not messed around with like animation layers as much as I probably should. I usually just have everything on one massive layer with a bunch of transitions between things. At some point I should figure out how to properly do all those things. So we have, oh, wait, I do have this assigned, right? Yeah. Yes. You have your just basic avatar. Oh, right. There's those. Actually, I still don't fully understand like applying root motion versus not. Like, okay, I kind of do, but like I don't use them necessarily. I also this should whatever, that doesn't matter right now. Okay, so after having IK thing enabled, I see there's this. So it has this basic script, this IK control. I think IK turns for the right side of the character. Or the right hand. No, not the broken hand. Oh no. I'll change the look at position of the character, looks towards the cylinder object. That would be cool. I don't necessarily need that. Do I test just like copy pasting this in? I want to slightly like, you know, understand what's going on here, but as a start. Whether I have to do that, and empty game, that. Yeah, I'm gonna have, instead of just the cube, I'll probably have like the base of the cube, some kind of offset. But for now, paste and change stuff. Yeah, and yeah. Tag interaction test. I don't care that you require a component. That's fine. Okay. And get rid of you guys. Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't even need these. No, I copy pasted them in because I thought you would. Okay. So how do you work? You have an animator, of course, which means this does need to be. Yeah, you are there. Okay. So if it's active, then you just set this position. I'm curious how much this is going to magically work versus me having to actually manually calculate a bunch of bones and angles and stuff. So let me make both look and right hand object. Now, part of... Oh, right. You're going to need a valid avatar set up, which you currently do not. I see avatar IK goal, which you do not have. Wait, what is that? Actually, what do you work with off of? Okay, let me just to make sure I'm not misunderstanding this. Let me just see what happens if I go into play mode. I'm sure this will not be set up correctly at all. I should put back in now some basic camera at some point. If I go active, like I get null errors. No, but nothing happens. Yeah, I'm guessing it's because you need an avatar. What happens if I just give you one? You are not designed to have. I kind of thought so. I kind of thought something would happen, like it would just move very incorrectly. Okay, so now I gotta figure out. I kind of skim read this. I gotta figure out like what part I've missed this actually needs. So I don't have like an actual humanoid thing, but you should still have like kind of an avatar, right? This has an avatar. I think I need to more properly go back to model for you and more properly define you having an avatar. Yeah, okay, there we go. Create for this model. Root node is base. Okay. Script bones, optimize game objects. I'm curious, though. If I just go import on the normals, are you then going to be proper? No. Why you? I still don't know why that's weird, but whatever. It's fine. Okay. So if I do that, I'm assuming I have to put in you having your avatar. What happens now? Do you know you have right hand? Like I have like right. I didn't really have hand. I kind of went goes from arms to fingers. Okay. You need. What do you need in order to work? Like, what do you have? I'm hoping it doesn't have to mandatorily be a humanoid one. I mean, I could make more of a humanoid robot thing, potentially, but I want to learn what restrictions I have, what I'm able to actually get away with. You don't really give a lot of information, do you? Oh yeah, in this project I do have Rigified Unity. Yeah, I did. I think with both those human people before I used Rigify, and I might pull that out again at some point, but we'll see. We'll see. For For you, the correctly configured avatar. Okay. What do you need? So I see you have avatar IK goal, which is being just a static thing that could be accessed like that. So it needs to find what the right hand is, what the right hand is. That's thing one, which it doesn't really have one, but I'd be fine with that just being the lower arm for now. Can I define it that way? If I just, and I could try to go human, applied, and like let the legs be messed up. Errors. Oh boy. You need bones with certain names. Yeah. Fair. Okay. Like, what if I? I mean, can I go generic? Okay, let me just try something. If I go generic, but then I in here with the bones, I rename one of the bones to I didn't give you an arm, but if I just rename the lower arm to just arm for a second. Wait. Oh, you didn't even get named properly. You were supposed to be arm lower right. But let's go arm. Let's go hand right and hand left. I just want to see what happens. I don't know if I need to rename the objects or whatever. I'm gonna find that out. Do you just figure yourself out? I think I need on. Not at all. I'm assuming you don't have a. No, even head doesn't want. Okay, maybe you do need other things set up. Okay, in theory, I should have like read through more of that earlier, but I meant to have more prep time before the stream, and I did not get that such prep time. But oh well, we make it work. So it's weird that this isn't erroring from not finding thing. Like what options do you have? Hand, foot, da 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 da. Okay. Fascinating. Do you just? I don't know if the weight groups matter. Like I don't know what name it's necessarily looking for. It'd be cool to be able to see more of what it's. Did this get renamed? Yeah, you hand. I should just double check. Right hand. Does it? Surely doesn't matter that it has to be called right hand rather than hand right. I don't know what it's actually looking for. So, yeah, I mean, I should be Googling this. It should be step one. Learn more information about what this means, what it's actually looking for. Oh, very helpful. Good job, Unity. The most helpful thing I've ever seen. This thing in general. Okay. IK goal, use that QA, it's rotation. Yes, I kind of know. I want to see, like, what does the avatar require? How do I correctly set up the avatar, hopefully with the generic avatar to get this to work? Function. Yes. On MRK. Did I call it in there? I guess I did. Huh. I guess I didn't even test this function that's even going into the function. I suppose that's a possibility that floats. Set position, weight, set position. I can quickly look at things that aren't the Unity doc just to see if, like, generic avatar. Can I look at more information with the... Like, I can see this generic avatar here. I'd like to see... Oh, why is that open in Blender? Okay. Didn't need that. I'd love to see more information with what's, what information was generated for this avatar. It's not something I mess around with much at all. This just gets this. I get the generic, so I can't, like, I do a whole lot. Do I need to not strip the bones, possibly? Involves setting up a memory component and implementing blah 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 blah. If it under, oof. But okay, so I'm seeing something that maybe it might be fine to use with a generic avatar, but does it need? Okay, let me just try calling it, you know, left hand and right hand, and seeing if that makes any sort of difference. I'm guessing it won't, but you never know. Thought so. Next, let me just double check that we're even getting into this code by doing good old classic debugging. Ooh. I see it not running. I mean, that's not good, but it could mean, like, that could be why. So why are you not appearing to IK pass? Is that what makes you... You need a avatar mask. Oh, no, that's just a idle animation. Never mind. Okay, so fascinating information. Does it on start? Does it go into this once at all? No. Okay, that's a different issue entirely. Okay, so it's just not even going into that function. It's not finding this right hand or whatever. I guess that's why I'm not getting errors with it. So what makes you actually go into on animator IK? How does that get called? Unity IK. Let's find out, shall we? Yeah. It's internal IK system. Yep. I know that, but how do I? Okay. Let me just. Yeah, on animator IK never called. What basic thing am I? Whoop, not you. You. What basic thing am I missing? And this has to be on the same game object as the animator. Yep, I know that. It is on the same thing. Oh no. The next layer. It potentially could have problems, I guess. Potentially. Easy humanoid doesn't work with generic. I thought I saw a thing that it could work with generic. There has to be humanoid. Well, fine. I thought that, I thought it would be generic, would be more fun, but I guess, fine. Okay, I will do the bare minimum to quickly, just to test this. I can have, broken, I'm not going to be doing any, IK calculations with, oh, you need arms, do you? I don't want, I was hoping to have a robot have super simple bones, not all that. Okay, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to do more Googling and more figuring out what... I thought this option would be just a quick, introductory thing into this, and then I would figure out a more robust solution later, possibly with some assets, possibly with some other guides or whatever. I think I am about out of time, unfortunately, but it has been a neat start to this. I'm gonna end things off with going back to my other scene. So unfortunately, we didn't make too much progress with the actual IK thing, but I'm gonna continue to mess around with things. I'm hoping that between now and next stream I can come at this with a lot more information that I can then just work away on getting the things I need to happening. Game wise is still is looking pretty decent, and I had made quite a lot of progress between last stream and now. So hopefully I can do the same thing again and continue to improve things. I don't like Googling, or just like Googling stuff like too much things and just reading through lots of documentation and watching YouTube videos or whatever, trying to figure out how to get certain things to work during stream. Off stream, I'm going to be doing a ton of that. Just get information of these bits of Unity I'm more rusty in or just haven't done much with at all. I don't know if I've done IK to this degree before. Oh, I forgot I put a breakpoint there. Meh. But, yeah, so we did make good progress. I'm also hoping I can just design a better, like, robot person where I, can put more time into making them look good. And I can't apparently figure out what bones they need to have, like, yeah, I guess I'm potentially going to have to work around, depending on what system I'm end up going with and how much I want to do things manually versus not. But, yeah, I will figure all that out. But the actual tag game itself is, you know, gameplay-wise, is shaping up decently nicely. I'm starting to put together a list of all the little things that would need to be done for this tag game to be done. And so, like, one by one, we're going to slowly continue to cross off that list. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing next stream, because I have to see what state the game is in, what progress I make, what information I'm able to learn, blah, blah, blah. But hopefully I'm able to, yeah, make cool progress. And it looks like that, yeah, the stream did not crash. So that is a victory in and of itself. I wasn't sure, based on my tech issues last time, if they would still be around, but hopefully they're gone for good. Like, jinx myself in saying that. I also, at some point, wanted to do a stream where I revisit my Rubik's Cube thing down there, and continue to add to it. So I don't know if I'm going to do that at some point. If I need more time to continue planning stuff for this game, then maybe I'll do that, but I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, here I'm going to raise my desk here to kind of end things off. Yeah. Yeah, trying to think of sort of end things to ramble about. I'm hoping next stream will be a bit longer. This stream got, like, ended up being a bit shorter because I ended having to start a lot later than I intended, but it ended up being for the best because now I can go and look up some more information and figure out some of this IK stuff. And even just designing more things with characters and what have you, but, you know, we'll see. But yeah, I feel like there's something important that I wanted to ramble about, and I'm blanking on it, and as soon as I end the stream, I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't bring up that thing. Oh no. But all well is what it is. Game shaping out nicely, looking forward to continue to see how it shapes up, and then figuring out these new things that I haven't messed around with as much, and just getting unrusty with certain things that I have used quite a bit. You know, Blender, I've made cool things. I made this guy. I made that dinosaur on a skateboard a long time ago. I made the animated me that's in my, like, intro stuff. I made all of that, and yet I can struggle to make a robot sometimes. But, you know, is what it is. I will get back into it. I will figure out how to do stuff. And, yeah, I'll make some cool things. Anyways, I think we're going to wrap things up here for today. So, that'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. Alright. Yeah, alright, I guess that's just it for this stream. See ya!